I'm Isabella Carriedo here with Punk Show Rodeo. I'm the creator of Punk Show Rodeo and also a cowboy today here, 9-Pin Punk, Brandon Blake. Shout out Brandon Blake. We're selling zines today. Would you like a zine, but also would you like to be interviewed?
Yes, please.
What would you like people to remember you by when you die?
Hopefully for me being a good person and like helping other people, being generous, stuff like that.
If anybody at this show today were to come to your funeral, who would you want most to be there and who would you want to speak about? If you were to speak at Sophie's funeral today, what would you say?
She's a good kid. Gone too soon.
Punk Show Rodeo has been blessed to another follower today. How do you feel about the post show at your first? Whatever.
I'm bursting at the seams, like in a stressed kind of way. I'm at a pop.
You can tell. You kind of look like SpongeBob right now.
Popping out of my forehead.
Yeah, but it's like reminding me of like a SpongeBob episode. I feel like you're working like a Papa's Pizzeria, like you're getting into it, you're locking in, you know what to do.
I'm not loving it.
Oh, honestly, when I was in that pit recording, I thought I was gonna piss myself. Can you give us a tour, Brandon? What did y'all build inside?
Let's go on a tour. Come on. Okay, so over here's the pile of wood.
What did this used to be?
It used to be a tattoo shop, and they did tattoos here.
I'm Brandon from 9-Pin Punk.
Hi, Brandon from 9-Pin Punk. You're my publisher. We're the zine Punk Show Rodeo. I'm creator of Punk Show Rodeo, Cowboy Carriedo, and we're just doing a tour of the building.
All right, awesome. I know all about the building. I slept here last night.
Oh, where?
On the stage.
So many lovely memories are made here.
My son Brandon's actually running the thing. He would put up like pop-up shows, different weird places, like in ditches and all kinds of wherever you can find it, and just like get a generator and put up shows. So he's been looking for a place to, put on shows, and it's been hard to find anyone who would zone him for it. But he finally came up with this place, and so looks like it's a pretty big success for the first night.
It's gone up pretty fast. How is that like? What are the future plans for?
I think he's going to put on shows and try to get, new bands to come up, bring in some of the bands that he's had before, and, he's gotten big crowds without, having a venue, so hopefully he's going to build a bigger place with having one.
What would y'all say y'all's biggest influences are?
Ever since I was younger, I honestly took inspiration from oh my god, thank you so much. Artists maybe like Mitski and Fiona Apple. I feel like our vibe is kind of almost like the Cardigans in a sense.
Have y'all said just playing live, has that influenced how you listen to music now?
I feel like it definitely has. It's kind of hard to articulate right now, but I don't know. It feels like performing and also seeing other people perform and kind of becoming almost like peers with those people. It really kind of changes the way you think about music when you listen to it. At least for me, I think a lot more about the process and wow, I wonder what they did to get here for this final product.
Getting more into writing music was oh, I fucking hate this. It's so technical. But then just playing more shows and being playing live and stuff, it's really made me oh shit, I kind of love this.
I wouldn't really say what kind of, I've always fucked with pretty much a lot of music. I didn't really have a really taste, but getting into scene really kind of pushed me over the edge to listen to more of I don't know, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Oh, it's good, just to keep up with everybody and get to know where everyone's at.
I think that I guess feeling the energy of the live crowd is totally different, and being here and seeing all the people here and all the faces and everybody moving, it's totally different than just sitting and playing music in my garage. And so I kind of think about that when listening to music too, listening to songs, how people you would kind of move to it, how you could dance to it. I don't know, something like that. How you could bring that energy in real life instead of just a song.
Some of y'all are really brightly colored, and I feel in the scene we see a lot of black and white or just black and browns. How would you, since we have a fashion part of the zine, who would you say y'all's style inspos are? Especially as a band, I feel you kind of have to think about how y'all look together.
one of the first songs we did was a cover of a Weezer song. And so we all kind of dressed up for the parts, you know, like we wore like collar shirt and like khakis, like all of us did.
Khakis all the way.
And so I kind of take inspiration from that, like being kind of, like you said, cartoony or exaggerated, like kind of nerdy type of thing.
Honestly, today I showed up and I was like, damn, like I brought a dress, like does that even matter? And we're all just kind of like, dude, like let's just do our own thing, and it doesn't really matter. For me, like my style is probably influenced by like one of my best friends, because I just kind of, I don't know, I love the way they dress, and so sometimes I'll think, would they wear this? And I'm like, yeah, I would wear this too. But yeah, I'm a simple guy. That's how I operate.
For me, we don't really coordinate a lot. It's just the way I dressed, I've always like dressed like since like middle school. I've always worn like Dickies and like base band tees and stuff like that. So it's not really anything like too different.
I feel like that's very like, y'all remind me very of like Adult Swim cartoon or like late like Nickelodeon like Garage Band. That's really what
Yeah, we're like the characters you can pick from on Guitar Hero. I like things that are blue, and I don't know, all my clothes are just like shit that I've just thrifted over the years and then stolen from my mom, so like it's just kind of whatever.
I'm going long as fuck, but one last question. In Fortnite, when I die, I always blame it on a person who was born in 2016, and I get really mad about it. What do y'all have to say about like new people coming into the scene? Like if they were looking to come either be a concert goer or go live, like what would you say to somebody younger?
Like definitely, like we welcome it. I think like one of the biggest issues that I've seen is just people like disrespecting the places that venues are held, and I think a lot of people may like kind of put that on maybe newer people in the scene that may not be like familiar or like accustomed with kind of like maybe moshing, like
no etiquette, no pit etiquette.
Etiquette, yes, exactly. Yeah, I definitely just feel like the issue is just people like not being educated on like how to behave in places where shows are held.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like new people coming into the scene, it's great, you know.
Young people are still going to be young, and like Lonnie said, there's a lot of etiquette to learn, and how else are people going to learn that if they don't experience it? And at the same time, I don't know, it kind of sucks for both sides, and I kind of get that, you know? Like we still want maturity at these shows and stuff, so it's kind of both sides, you know?
I like it because it keeps things rolling. Like, it's not just a dead-on thing. Like, if people didn't come into the scene, it would just be a dead end if, like, we wouldn't welcome anybody into it, made it kind of a private thing. But, yeah, there's definitely a bunch of shit to learn, and it'll happen if you just go enough, you know.
Yeah, I think like you know, you don't like it isn't cool fucking gatekeeping and shit, but it's like up to like people that have been in the scene, go to shows, more experience to kind of like and sounds corny as shit, set good examples of like, you know, fucking crowd etiquette, you know, don't be an asshole just to be an asshole. And you know, there's a like, it's still like a DIY scene, still a punk scene, and there's still like meaning for like, you know, real meaning for this music for a lot of bands, and still want to be respectful of like performers and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good interview. Do we have zines? We have to pass out zines. We're roughing them. We're roughing them. Hi, I'm Cowboy Carriedo from Puck Show Radio, and we have the last zine. We just found out we have the last zine. So we're going to ask people who we should give it to.
Who should you give it to?
Who should we give it to? The last issue.
Oh, God. I don't know.
We should like pin it up on the wall.
Right?
We could make
I already
it
gave Brandon
a
one.
memorial for the spot.
For the spot.
Somewhere. Like it'll forever stay there.
You think? Or like in a wall
You could bury it.
Like
It'll
these are-
always be here.
Like a buried treasure, like, you know.
We have the last issue of Punk Show Rodeo out. Who should we give it to, or should we bury it here on the alley, in the alley?
Let it rest.
Let it rest?
Let its soul rest.
The last issue of Punk Show Rodeo here. Who should we give it to? Or should we do it?
Maybe keep it for yourself. Maybe the real Punk Show Rodeo was.
We're gonna bury it somewhere secret in.
You can do that too.
Today we would like to announce this is the last issue of Punk Show Rodeo. This is our first release, and this is the last issue. Woo! And instead of giving it out, we would like to bury it here, in memoriam for the amount of weeks I spent editing it, and for the amount of weeks Bjorgvin spent doing everything for the YouTube video. A few words I would like to say about the zine. Fuck it. I had a lot of people work on it. A lot of people worked really hard. A lot of people didn't submit by a few due dates, but that's okay because we had a lot of help and a lot of support, and I would like to thank a lot of you for making this happen. Anyone would like to say anything?
Follow, is it Punk Show Rodeo?
Follow Punk Show Rodeo on Instagram. Follow Punk Show Rodeo on Instagram.
What a loss, man. What a time to be alive. What a moment.
You didn't get a zine. What's your opinion?
Oh, I did. It's in my car.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I approved.
I'm pretty indifferent. Too many zines in the scene.
What's your opinion?
I love Izzy. My cousin.
Your cousin. Oh.
I also love Izzy.
Hey.
My cousin. I love you.
Okay. Hey,
This was amazing.
I guess not for me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, congrats everyone who did hard work, and it's gonna be awesome. We'll make the next one maybe sooner.
This was a weird experience. I just got here, anyways. Yeah, follow this account.
1, 2, 3. Follow Punk Show Radio! Follow Punk Show Radio!
Oh, look at the